This is the Brilliantly Branded podcast, a safe place to have a voice and talk about branding and all the reasons that bring a brand to be brilliantly branded. I am your host, Maria Lucia Romero, a woman empowering other women, and I am welcoming you to this journey of learning and inspiration to build awareness around the world of business and the world of brands. This is the Brilliantly Branded podcast. Can you believe it? We have hit a major milestone, our 20th episode. We are celebrating to having you here and want to welcome you to a very special episode. It is a big moment for me, and I couldn't have done it without each and every one of you tuning every week. I'm filled with gratitude for all the incredible guests who have shared their wisdom, stories, and insights with us on this journey. In this episode, we are going to take a trip down memory lane and revisit some of the most powerful takeaways from our past episodes. It is a chance to relive those inspirational moments and say a special thanks to the wonderful individuals who have been helping shape this brilliantly branded podcast. My purpose with this podcast has always been to make it big, impactful, and true source of inspiration for all of you. And guess what? We are not stopping at 20th. Our next goal is as soon as possible arriving to the 100 episodes, and I know we can make it happen together. So I invite you to grab a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you want to drink, get comfortable, and let's dive into this special episode. It is all about celebrating the journey so far and setting our sights on an even brighter future. So welcome to the Brilliantly Branded podcast. Hello and welcome one more time to an episode in the Brilliantly Branded podcast. Today I am in a celebration mode, and the reason why I am in the celebration mode is because I have arrived to the episode number 20. Who have been with me during this journey have been realizing how constant I have been during this time, where I have been delivering a weekly episode. That is not an easy job to do. I know that, and probably the people that are in the other side and you as a listener are wondering, okay, how she have been doing and why she is doing a podcast. So I just wanted to explain the reasons why that brought me to produce a podcast. What are the reasons that make me build just a community around the podcast in order to communicate part of the things that I am doing, part of the things that I want to give to as a legacy to the world, and the reasons why I end up deciding, okay, Brilliantly Branded Podcast is going to be that place that I am going to share with many people, many guests, and one of the main purposes that I have been putting at the beginning, but didn't know that that will have a big impact into the society, was the women empowerment, the female empowerment. So all this story started as a part of my marketing strategy to let myself know to the world. I have been spending almost 20 years working in marketing and branding, be more specialized in branding. But I just wanted to share with the world the reasons why I wanted to spread the voice and let the people connected in a different way, more focused in the branding, in the connecting brands with the emotions, with the feelings, and how the brands can become something different. Just adding my value, my value that basically is make the companies and the people that I am working with build the better brands, build a right one marketing strategy behind this brand, building the roots of that brand. So to make the long story short, I just wanted to tell you who have been in this journey with me, who have been giving me the opportunity to have a conversations to bring knowledge to spread to the community, and how a podcast it have been a big impact because the numbers behind the podcast. It's not just the podcast; is the reasons why you build a podcast. Is all the listeners are open to listening to your podcast, to your episodes, and actually the time that they are spending listening to a podcast. The other reasons that make me decide to go for a podcast is the attention span that the people are having when they are listening to the podcast, to the episode. And even though that today I'm not going to do that very long, and today I just wanted to letting you know that as I explained the reasons why I arrived until this point and will continue, because my purpose is arriving as soon as I can and as soon as my guests allow me to do that, to the 100 episode. So this is the celebration of the first 20th episode, where I wanted just to name some of the guests that have been with me, that have been giving this value, that have been giving these new things to learn, or inspiration, or empowerment, that have been following my purposes. So let's start with my first guest. My first guest was Stephanie Jabardo. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? I hope that you find very well. I really want to be so grateful with you and give a thank you, because you was the first one in believing this project and say, okay, let's go for it, and be with me, sharing the time, sharing your knowledge. Let us know how you identify the brand of the company that you are working with in this moment, that is Silicon Luxembourg, really a big and amazing media in Europe that have been doing a very good job communicating very important things around startups, but not only startups, many things that are happening around Europe. So thank you, Stephanie, for that moment and for giving us a lot of things to learn. The second guest that I got, but that was actually part of the 7th episode, because I started the podcast not only with guests, I started the podcast solo, giving all of my knowledge, all of my experience, giving myself to know to the world. And so if you haven't listened to the first episode, I invite you to go and listen to it, because there are many stories that I have been sharing and I have been telling about myself and about many different things related with branding or marketing. So the episode number 7, it was with an amazing guest. She's Angelica. Angelica is a woman that have been leading the world of 3D printing clay. And this for me was something that took my attention since the moment that I have been knowing about that. She's architect. Angelica, hello. I'm so happy that you have been with me sharing all your knowledge, all the way that you have been developed your brand, developed your business, and still keeping in mind all the details, the micro details that make your brand brilliantly branded. And then I started realizing that it was not just the fact to bring a woman and talk about their brand. It was about the power that we as a women have. That it was part of the purposes that I put it at the beginning as a focus in this podcast. And then it became something that had been empowering not just myself, but empowering the community, empowering the people that want to be part of this journey. So anyways, Angelica, thank you very much for being part of the Brilliantly Branded podcast. Then I got a woman from the world of fashion and tech. She was the first woman in bringing a very impressive application to be combined and do shopping in the stores, and bringing to the format of your phone, and can actually do a combination of many different things that have an impact in the society. Actually, the episode with Anna, hello Anna, if you are hearing now this episode, I'm very happy that you was a part with your brand, Scrabble. I know that you are doing a big impact in the society, and I just wanted to be very grateful with you to be sharing with us all your knowledge, all your purpose with the application, and all the things that you want to do to make a better world, to add a value, to put it all your power to the service of the society. So thank you very much for being here in the Brilliantly Branded podcast, and congratulations for all the things that you are doing. Then I got an amazing Laura Ferber. She is from Her Shop Lou. That is a very big e-commerce specialized in hair products. And she was telling us the story. And I am telling that to you in order for you to go and check each of these episodes, because actually each of those episodes gave us each of those. And I am repeating that because give us a special knowledge, special lessons to learn, and a beautiful story behind the brand, behind who is behind a brand, who is this human being that is doing things behind a brand and bringing that to really convert it in the brands that are now today. For example, Hair Shop, they have a purpose and they are selling local, but not just that, they are delivering in less than 24 hours. So when you wanted to have something here in Luxembourg, some of those products that they have that have thousands of products and options, they are delivering right away. And the packaging that they are using is beautiful because is almost personalized. They are including samples and they are doing a beautiful process that have been leading actually by Laura personal and that have a lot of value. You know, when the people that are behind the brands are part of all the processes, are there in order to solve the problems with the clients and be the face of the brand. So Laura, if you are now listening to us, I just wanted to be grateful with you and thank you very much for being part of the Brilliantly Branded podcast. Then we have a beautiful story with a woman that have created a beautiful brand in Luxembourg. Her brand is Melusia. And Melusia brand is doing some hydration creams and many other different products for skin care. And the special way that she have been developed her brand, it is not only in the ingredients of the products, but in all the story behind the brand and how she tell the story about the brand and how she bring us to the beautiful step by step, the reasons why she have created that name and the reason why she gave this image and that name to the brand. It was really something beautiful to hear. It was a beautiful story. And she was a person with a very good energy behind that. Her personal story, it was something very catchy too. That was actually the reasons why she ended up creating Melusia. So that was really impactful for me. And each of those episodes have been just pushing me to research for more people, to invite more people that I realize have a potential and can really deliver all the value to this community that I am creating. Sorry, sometimes my English is a bit. I'm doing my best, but the thing that I wanted to share is how each of these people that been part of the Brilliantly Branded podcast have been giving me satisfaction, have been giving me this drive every week. You cannot imagine how I am so happy to record the episode, to actually dig in deeper in the process that I am doing for developing the podcast, because the process is not just, okay, I'm going to looking for a brand that I like and I'm going to bring that brand. No, it's not as simple as that. The process that I am doing actually is a research about that brand, a research about the person behind that. And I am building a questionnaire to running the interview, and I am sending that out to the guest. So the guest is preparing the questions in order to just prepare that better, say the things that they want to say, because the purpose in the Brilliantly Branded podcast is both sides needs to give the value that they know and look well. Continue positioning their brands, continue giving to the world the knowledge that they wanted to spread. So my next guest, it was a very good friend of mine coming from Colombia, but still living in New York during the last 2 decades. And she is Mariana Velasquez. She is an amazing friend of mine. Actually, I have a special feelings for her in order to she have been my friends for many years, and even when we are not every day together, I am so proud about what she have been doing. She's a food stylist. She have been working in New York and almost all around the world, doing amazing things and developing new brands and new products based on her knowledge, related with food, related with productions of photography. So I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of the work that she has been doing. So I will like you to go and listen to her, the episode with her. That is giving a lot of value, her way to express all the things that she have been having is something that have been always catching my attention in order to realize how simple and actually how humble a woman that have been doing many things in the life is appearing and telling the things in a very beautiful way. So thank you, Mariana, for being part of the Brilliantly Branded podcast. I really wanted to say thank you again and hope to have you soon sharing with me again. After that, I decided to bring my partner in crime, in business and life, and I decided to do an interview with Philip Grother. And actually, I feel that that was the most beautiful episode because we just have a conversation. One of those conversations that we always have related with life, related with the professional world, related with how we can improve ourselves and improve us in many, many different ways, wearing different hats because we as an entrepreneurs are wearing different hats. Now wearing the hats of entrepreneur, wearing the hat of coach because we are both being certified to be a professional coach. So my journey with Philip have been amazing, and especially because he is the person that have been supporting me and empowering me in each of the steps of life that I have been deciding to do. So, Philip, thank you, my love, for being a part of the Brilliant Brother podcast. And well, it was really an amazing episode. You have the person that are listening now. You have to go. It's so many things to go there and learn, especially talking about communication in companies, better communication, public speaking. So all the things, the knowledge that he can deliver are there, or just a little part, but it is something that you can take advantage of that and go and listening to. And after that episode, I decided to invite Christine Hansen. And Christine Hansen is an amazing woman that I discovered that she is from Colombia too, but she had been adopted when she was a kid, and actually she had been growing up and raised in Luxembourg. So I discovered that just during the interview. So if you go and watch the interview, you will see my face when she say, "Well, I'm Colombian. I didn't know that." And probably if I knew that before, I will probably asking more about that roots because I'm very proud about my roots. I'm Colombian too. And it was part of the things that have been connecting me with many people in many sectors and to do business and to do in exchange of knowledge in certain way. So the way that she did the episode with me, she was speaking very valuable content about marketing, about helping. She's planning now helping small entrepreneurs and people that have the pop stores. And I found that brilliant. Now she's running a campaign to capture that kind of a profile of audiences. She have a lot of knowledge, and I invite people that heard about that episode that follow her and believe in her knowledge and her experience. That is amazing. She have been really give us a lot of value in this episode. Then I brought the beautiful Barbara Daroca. And I am saying the beautiful because she is not just nice as a person. She's a beautiful woman that is supporting all the people that she can support around. And she's connecting people. She's always ready to help. She's always ready to give the best comment. She's very positive. She's Spanish, and she described herself as someone that is speaking too fast because she's Spanish. If you go and listen to the episode, you will realize that she's an amazing woman. She is someone that increased the energy of anyone. It's impressive. So I really love to have you, Barbara. Thank you very much. I know that you are every week waiting for the episode. I'm so happy about that because it's part of the things that I am doing as a part of my drive to do more content, to bring more interesting guests to the Brilliantly Branded podcast and giving more value. I really hope that in the future, when I have been growing my podcast, we can do something together because I know that you are, for example, an amazing public speaker. So I know that this is going to define you in many ways, not only with the things that you are doing right now, but probably shaping your future in some way. So I will be there for you to support you. And that will start to be like sending messages to my guests that are all lovely. I really have to repeat that, but each of those have a place in my heart already. I am so happy to build this community because I have been just growing that and have been with this serendipity because people have been arriving to me, wanted to be part of the podcast. And the people that I have been looking for, they have been wanting to be in the podcast too. So that have a lot of value. My next episode was with a woman that wanted to build the pandemic of love. She's Liz Bags. She's the woman that is painting bags by hand, making each of those unique and beautiful. And not only that, she have a beautiful story behind and the reasons why she ended up doing this job and created the brand that she got. It's Sakanana brand. And it's a beautiful story, full of love. She's a person that is spreading love since the moment that she started speaking with you. So actually, I recommend it to you to go and watch that episode. But not only that, I wanted to say thank you, Claire, because actually you gave me many, many, many things to learn. And I'm sure that it was the same for our community because it's already your community and my community enjoying about the benefits and the lessons that you give us to learn. After Sakanana, we got invited a beautiful coach and very successful coach. She's actually Els van Laek, and Els give us a very authentic episode. In this episode, she was telling the story about her life and how she had been becoming a coach and the reasons why she decided to choose that as a part of her career. Actually, it was amazing because that shift in a way that I was just curious about her story, about how she had been deciding to become a coach and build a brand behind. And all the story was very, very touching. Even it was the first episode that put some tears out of myself. And it was so beautiful. I think a lot of lessons to learn related with trauma, related with the way that you are related with your mother, related with the way that you are related with your family, and many lessons to learn related with how you live your daily life and how you can use that to be a better person. So thank you, Els, for being part of the Brilliantly Branded podcast. I think the episode with you was a very special episode that gave a lot of lesson to learn to all the listeners and all the people that are now on your community. Then I got the beautiful and the amazing Tahere Pasuki, the Dr. Tahere Pasuki. She's the one that created the brand Magritte. Margaret is an application for helping in learning math and learning is a learning and education application developing by her with a beautiful story behind, because the reasons what brought her to develop this application and all development of the brand have a beautiful reasons behind. So it's not just her power, because she is not only a PhD in psychology, she as well have been working with the University of Luxembourg, bringing all these projects, and she is a woman that have been renamed in many medias, actually recognizing the efforts and recognizing the brilliant product that she got behind Margaret. So thank you very much, Dr. Tahered, for being part of the Brilliantly Branded podcast, and let us know how you have been developed this amazing application and how are you adding value to the world with this amazing invention. So just congratulations for that. We are close to finish. So the next guest that I got is Virginia Anderson. Virginia Anderson is a very, very, very recognizable coach all around Europe, especially in Luxembourg. She is the one that is certifying as a professional coach. And the conversation with her, it was very interesting, because we shift to talk about how she have been a sports player in the basketball play during many years of her life. And actually she was a basketball referee too. And then she become a coach. So how you bring the sports experience and apply it to the corporate world. So that was a very interesting conversation, especially for companies that wanted to really know what is the best way to work with the systems. Because in companies, we create the systems around the people that is working with that, the system with the entire company. So it's very important to have this knowledge. And of course, Virginia, I wanted to thank you, because I have not only learning many, many, many things from you in my process to be a certified coach, but at the same time, a lot of lessons that you share with us in the episode, that I am so happy that you have been sharing that knowledge with us. And the most recently episode, I decided to do it in Spanish. And the reasons why I started to do it in Spanish is because, as I have mentioned, I am Colombian. My mother tongue is Spanish. And why not to do an episode in Spanish to actually attract all those people that feel more comfortable speaking an episode or a podcast in Spanish. So I will be doing this more frequently, bringing episodes and guests to speak in Spanish. I'm so proud about that. I think it was an amazing episode with a very powerful and successful woman. For all that don't speak Spanish, I put subtitles, and I think that all the things that Tatiana Arias gave us in this episode is many things to learn from her. She got a very big community, and she is another woman empowering women. And I am so proud of the work that she has been doing. I just wanted to share with you, with my listeners, the listeners of the Brilliantly Branded podcast. So what next right now? What is next is basically I am planning to arrive as soon as possible to the 100 episodes. The percentage of the people that pass the third episode is already something to think about. And not only that, people that are passing the 10th episode, then the people that are passing the 15th episode, and then the people that passing the 20th episode is actually less than the 25% of the people that start a podcast is arriving to the 20th episode. So I'm so proud about that, because of course the numbers of the people doing podcasts every day, starting a podcast, is quite big. But not only that, is who have been the consistency to bring into the podcast, continue the value and the knowledge and the guests and all the things that is, because it's not just the pre-production, it's the production and then the post-production. And in some point, of course, all of the things start to give the fruits. And the fruits, it will be when you pass the 100 episode, it will be a way to really make that a bigger community and have it connected with all the social media channels to promote the podcast. Having this, the podcast that I wanted to make. Something big, something that give value, something that really make the people waiting for the next episode to listening to the Brilliantly Branded podcast. So I think it's time to wrap up and time to letting you know that I am so happy to be jumping to this journey of developing the Brilliantly Branded podcast. And not only that, but have the opportunity to give a legacy with my knowledge. And the most important thing is to have the opportunity to empower other women that probably need this push from my side, that I know that in some way, shape or form, I am given to them. So thank you very much for being part today of this amazing celebration episode number 20. I will bring, and I promise to you that I will bring an amazing guest that you will be so happy to listening to these episodes. And of course, if you are one of these women that wanted to be part of the Brilliantly Branded podcast, that wanted to share your story and wanted to spread your voice about your brand, about your business, or about your drive in your life, welcome to the Brilliantly Branded podcast. You can contact me by LinkedIn or by my website, that is thebrand.click. And I will be there for you, and I will be there for continue supporting and giving all my best energy every episode behind the Brilliantly Branded podcast. So thank you very much for being here, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao. We hope you have been inspired by this content and join us for future episodes of the Brilliantly Branded podcast. We will continue exploring the power of branding and the stories behind successful brands. And remember, if you know a woman who has built a successful brand with a unique approach and a story to share, please refer them to our podcast. We would love to learn from their experiences and share their story with our listeners. Stay tuned for more episodes of Brilliantly Branded, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, on our YouTube channel for more branding insights and women empowerment. Until the next episode, ciao ciao.